Hi, my name is Heriberto Roman, lead developer on the cThink platform and instructor at the Knowledge House. First, I would like to thank Verizon and the Verizon 5G Challenge for providing us with the opportunity to submit an application like cThink that could potentially change the course on how adults, young adults, and children learn. Having kids of my own, I fully embrace the cThink pedagogy with regards to my son's learning process and have seen a significant uptick in his learning, comprehension, reading, logical thinking, and coding. Today, I want to introduce you to an idea, a platform that we think at the Knowledge House will change the perspective on how our students learn and how our instructors teach. But first, let's talk about the problem. A problem that we identified to be a common theme among code newbies that are career changers, young adults, high school students, elementary students, and also instructors. And the problem is, how does a code newbie move difficult technical concepts from working memory into long-term memory? And in parallel, how do we teach using a pedagogy that encompasses all three learning types? The solution we are presenting today is called cThink, short for computational thinking. cThink is an instructor-centric capstone project at the Knowledge House that I'm fully proud of and excited about, that focuses on the abstraction piece of the computational thinking model. This platform will allow students to utilize the DAB pedagogy by teaching technical coding concepts. In addition, it will provide a pathway for beginner coders to retain complex coding concepts by building and associating them with personalized analogies. The pathway for creating an analogy is a pedagogy model called DAB, short for Draw, Act, Build. DAB works by incorporating a teaching model that taps into the process of how information is retained in long-term memory. But one question that comes up: how do we know which learning style we are addressing? One of the first steps that we ask our students to do is take a learning assessment. The learning assessment will generate a self-awareness for code newbies in terms of their learning style. They will understand through a series of questions what type of learner they are. I wish I had this 4 years ago when I first made that conversion from working in sales into the technical world as a career changer working with code. The DAB is a 3-step process that will reinforce technical concepts through association that will support all 3 learning styles. Those 3 learning styles are visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. The brain stores long-term memories in the hippocampus, which needs context to store information. The context in this case is not really the line of code that they write. It is the mnemonic and rehearsal of that process, of the DAB, of the drawing, of the acting, of the building, of those technical concepts that create analogies that will cause the memory to move from working memory into long-term memory. The students we're focusing on are code newbies, career changers into tech like myself, and code bootcamp instructors. Our tech stack is very robust. We're ambitious in terms of how we want to implement these technologies that will take advantage of the most up-to-date libraries in JavaScript, such as the MERN stack, MongoDB, Express, React, and Node, and libraries like TensorFlow.js, Workbox, a progressive application library, Format.js, and Diffie.js that drive TensorFlow in terms of machine learning and will require a 5G bandwidth. Our next steps, I encourage you to check out our timeline to learn more about the cThink team, the current steps, the next steps, and the status of the cThink team and our roadmap to our proof of concept MVP. You're here to see a quick demo of our wireframe version 1 that will depict what cThink could potentially look like. Let's get into it. What you have in front of you is our cThink wireframe version 1. We have our login screen. We go ahead and log into the cThink platform. What you have in front of you is a depiction of what the dashboard could look like. The intentions of the analogy dashboard was to have a clean UI with big call to action buttons and a good use of emojis. So let's go ahead and create our first analogy. In this example, the student was prompted to build an analogy for an array method called pop. The student's responsibility is to draw out their interpretation of what an array pop method looks like visually. Great. So now we have the finished array pop drawing, and the student has referenced a pill organizer as a point of reference for this analogy. Now moving forward, this student will always associate a pill organizer and the anecdotes describing the relationship between the pill organizer and the array pop method. So now the student would need to save their analogy and go back to the analogy dashboard. So we're back in our dashboard, and we have experienced the analogy builder in a quick snippet of what could be the drawing phase of the DAB pedagogy. We're excited that we may have the opportunity to build out and enhance the draw phase, but also incorporate the acting and building processes within the DAB pedagogy. We are excited that we have the potential opportunity to work with such great technologies to make this a fun, immersive platform for all of our students. Thank you for your time, and this is cThink.